Does it feel like something is missing in your relationship and you can't seem to place your finger on it? Listen, intimacy gaps can quietly creep into even the strongest of relationships, leaving you distant and disconnected. But don't worry, identifying the signs is the very first step to rebuilding the kind of love and connection that you deserve or even desire. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you are yet to subscribe, kindly click the subscribe button, like and share the videos, empower yourself with every single information that is in them. In this particular video, we want to explore the reasons why intimacy gaps occur. We want to look at how to identify the signs and the steps to take to bridge those gaps. See, we live in a very fast-paced world, and life can pull us in different directions every single day that we wake up. Why do intimacy gaps happen? Why do they occur? Each and every day we evolve, we grow, we attend trainings, we go to work, we are getting promoted, there are financial demands, bills to pay, kids are there, you need to satisfy your partner or your spouse, so much to deal with. But trust me, I always say this, your relationship or intimacy does not have to be the sacrificial lamb. You can engage in everything and still devise strategies to hold tight to your intimacy. So, for example, when you get back from work, instead of you having time to discuss things that are meaningful or visions or ideas that brought you together, you find out that you're scrolling on your phone, or you even bring work home on the laptop, on the bed, in your space. Things are placing demand on your attention. And unconsciously, unintentionally, we're hurting our relationships. Another thing is, there are invisible walls that issues and things in and around our lives have created unknowingly to us. One of them is past hurts or unresolved issues. We left them untidy, we left them not dealing with them to ensure that everyone has gotten over it. So it creates an invisible wall. Sometimes it might be medical. It might be that a partner fell sick or took ill, or maybe the wife puts to bed, there is a cesarean section, and so many things. Number one, kid has come. Okay, for example, like myself, within 3 years, within 3 years, I had 3 kids. And that for me was back to back, 3 of them cesarean section. But guess what? I was still able to. My partner also was still able to hold on to our intimacy. Now, the reality is this. The recipes for your own relationship intimacy and my relationship intimacy will definitely be different. It may not work for you exact way it works for me, but I guarantee you the principles are the same. What are those signs of intimacy gap you need to watch out for? The number one of it is when you begin to see that communication begins to feel forced or begins to reduce. That's a sign that intimacy gap exists in your relationship. Take note, before, when you first started, whether as you were engaged or you got married, you talk about everything. You sometimes don't even remember time. You talk into the night. You do things together. There's so much going on, even though you still work. You have deliverables and you have demands. You still meet those targets. But the moment you see that communication begins to reduce, or it feels like you are forcing your partner to have conversations with you, then that's a sign. Don't forget, we started by saying that intimacy gaps, they happen because life happens to us. But no matter how much life happens, now let me paint this picture. When you first got engaged to your partner, did you notice, can you remember that distance was not an issue? The number of hours you spent on calls was not an issue. The number of time you spent discussing wasn't an issue. But in recent times, the conversations are beginning to tend more towards checklist kind of conversation, or it's only about logistics. If you're married, it's about, the kids, it's about the appointments, it's about the events, the programs, but no actual time to really talk about you and your partner and have that intimate connection. So that's number one sign. Communication begins to fail first or begins to reduce, particularly about you both. The number two sign of intimacy gap you need to watch out for in your relationship is when physical affection has become infrequent or drastically reduced. Physical touch is part of love. And the moment you see that it's becoming scarce or it's not even existing at all in your relationship, that's another sign that intimacy gap is building or existing. Hugs, touch, sitting close together, holding hands, maybe while walking or take a stroll. It's difficult for your partner to show affection to you publicly, or your partner has suddenly become very shy to give you a kiss, to wrap his arms or her arms around you, holding each other to have some few seconds or minutes of conversation. While doing that, the touch occasionally, that maybe your partner is passing by you and just taps you, and all of those affection has drastically reduced. That's a sign that intimacy gap exists in your relationship. Having talked about the second sign, we move into the third one. And the third one is so simple. When you feel unsafe to share your thoughts, to communicate your feeling, to share your ideas, or you see something going wrong and it has become a tiptoe kind of a thing to talk about issues freely, that's another sign to watch out for in your relationship, that intimacy gaps are beginning to grow wider than necessary. You see, your home, your relationship should be a safe space where both of you can discuss issues freely, can communicate your thoughts, ideas, or feelings freely without the fear of, if I say this, he will misinterpret or she will misinterpret me. If I do this, he or she will misinterpret me. My partner will take it wrongly or will think I'm doing this, whereas that wasn't my intention. That's another sign. So, emotional sharing in your relationship or in your marriage should not feel risky or rare at all, because vulnerability is the foundation of intimacy. And once it is missing, trust will be missing as well. You must get to the point where you tell yourself, my partner is my partner and I am not afraid. There is no fear in love. You shouldn't feel hesitant to share your dreams, your thoughts, your ideas, your aspirations, your concerns, your views in your relationship or marriage with your partner. So, having mentioned these three signs of intimacy gaps to watch out for in your relationship, how do you bridge that gap? The first step is to tell yourself and resolve within your mind that this gap is not growing any further. I'm going to be committed to ensure that this gap either shrinks or is totally bridged. Now, for the first point where communication is feeling very scarce or is feeling forced from your partner, dedicate 15 minutes every day to ensure that you're not talking about anything else but about both of you. How you have felt, how you are feeling, what are you thinking, what would you want, or how would you like to be loved, how would you like to be served? Is there anything I've done better in the last 1 week, in the last 2 days, in the last 24 hours? Is there anything that hurts you? Is there anything that is making you feel otherwise about me? The same goes with your partner as well. There should be exchange of how you feel, your dreams, your thoughts, your imaginations, what is going on within you. Is anything bothering you? Take the kids out of the equation, take the job or the work out of the equation. Just talk about you both. 15 minutes daily. Make it a ritual. That way, you are actually rebuilding the love and the affection that you desire and you actually deserve. For the second sign, where physical touch has drastically reduced or totally gone out the window, my encouragement is this: be deliberate and intentional to initiate the moves. Be the first to offer goodnight kisses, the touch, the wrapping of arms, the hugs. Initiate it. And in the event that physical touch is not your partner's primary love language, I'll recommend that you have healthy conversations around it. Let your partner know how much this means to you and then begin to learn from each other. And if it's your partner that is always initiating the move or making the move for physical connection, let it be that you also will engage in that act of being the first to initiate it as well, so that there can be a balance. And lastly, where there is no emotional safe space to share your ideas, your thoughts, your dreams, your aspirations, your fears, your feelings freely, on that, there is an activity that works like magic. Trust me, on a daily basis, share one thing you are appreciative of about your partner. Let them know from your heart without flattery. And you will watch your relationship and the love connection you are losing or you have lost being rebuilt every day. Having said all this, I want to challenge you to commit to transforming your love life, bridging every intimacy gap, every sign that you have noticed. And if you have not noticed any of these signs, watch out for them, ensuring that you are emotionally investing into one another, because you are not permitted to withdraw from an emotional bank you have not deposited into. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed, remember to click on the subscribe button, like and share this video. Put your comment in the section below. Let me know your thoughts on which of these signs you have noticed and the ones you will work on immediately. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now.